A secretive force moves in silence. From the dark mountain passes of Albania to the cocaine-flooded ports of Latin America, they operate without mercy, without rules, and without borders. They don't make headlines, they make corpses disappear. This is not the mafia you know. This is the mafia that terrifies even the most feared cartels. This is the Albanian Mafia. Subscribe now for deep dives into the hidden empires that shape our world, because what you don't know might already be running things. To understand the Albanian Mafia, you must first understand the land it comes from. Albania, a nation shaped by centuries of war, betrayal, and survival. For over 40 years, it was ruled by one of the world's most isolated and paranoid regimes under dictator Enver Hoxha. A regime that banned religion, Western culture, and even contact with the outside world. Under Hoxha, hundreds of thousands of concrete bunkers were built, each a symbol of paranoia. The people were poor, oppressed, but fiercely proud, and when communism collapsed in 1991, the result wasn't democracy. It was chaos. With no jobs, no order, and a population armed with stolen weapons from looted armories, a new power structure emerged, criminal brotherhoods rooted in ancient tribal codes, and willing to do anything for survival. What separates the Albanian Mafia from others is a code, older than any government, more sacred than law. It is called Besa. In English, it means to keep the promise. But in Albanian culture, it is so much more. A man who gives his Besa is bound to it until death. It governs honor, revenge, silence, and loyalty. The mafia families, often bound by both blood and oath, enforce this code with an iron hand. There are no second chances. A broken promise is paid in blood. That is why betrayal is almost unheard of, and why even the state struggles to infiltrate them. By the mid-1990s, the Albanian Mafia began to stretch far beyond its homeland. First to Kosovo, during the brutal Yugoslav wars, where they trafficked weapons and people under the cover of conflict. Then to Italy, where they filled a power vacuum left by weakening Sicilian clans, but they weren't loud. They didn't leave calling cards or bomb cars. They worked through whispers, building trust with cartels, smuggling heroin from Turkey to Western Europe, using their unassuming image and ruthless discipline to fly under the radar. In Milan, Turin, Rome, they controlled the streets not with flashy suits, but with quiet brutality. Even the 'Ndrangheta began to work with them. In some cases, fear them. The Albanian Mafia doesn't use public assassinations to send messages, they eliminate problems silently. Their favorite weapons? Silence and family pressure. You betray them. Your cousin goes missing. You talk. Your brother vanishes. They operate in tightly knit cells, often blood-related, making them almost impossible to infiltrate. A member who defects must live the rest of his life in hiding. And even then, the Mafia might still find him. They are known for knife killings over guns, quieter, more personal. Known for burying enemies in remote forested areas, sometimes only found years later, if ever. They rule neighborhoods without police even knowing it, through fear, money, and cultural silence. In the 2000s, the Albanian Mafia evolved. They were no longer just street enforcers or smugglers. They became multinational operators. They cut deals with South American cartels, offering fast, discreet delivery into Europe. They moved into the Netherlands, Spain, France, controlling ports, borders, and even law enforcement. In 2019, Europol declared Albanian crime groups one of the most threatening and well-organized syndicates in Europe. Their leaders live in Dubai, Istanbul, and London penthouses, untouchable, protected by money, lawyers, and corruption. Some are ex-military. Some ex-secret police. All of them, dangerous. Today, the Albanian Mafia is a shadow empire. They don't want headlines. They want profits. They're embedded in real estate, construction, nightclubs, and even politics. There are rumors of politicians bought, judges bribed, and investigations buried. But they're not just criminals. In some neighborhoods, they are seen as protectors, providing jobs, food, and security, especially in places the state has forgotten. That's the double edge. Fear, and loyalty. And the question remains, can they ever be stopped? Or have they already built an empire too deeply rooted to ever be pulled out? The Albanian Mafia doesn't wear flashy suits. They don't brag. They don't post on Instagram. They work quietly, like ghosts in the shadows. But their reach? Global. Their power? Growing. And their story, just beginning. In the end, the story of the Albanian Mafia is not just about violence, drugs, and secret deals. It's a reflection of what happens when a society is abandoned, by politics, by economy, by justice. When trust is shattered, people turn to brotherhood, to blood, to shadow networks that offer what the state cannot: protection, purpose, power. It teaches us that crime doesn't grow in darkness alone, it grows in silence, in poverty, in neglect. And it thrives when the line between survival and morality blurs. When fear becomes the law, and loyalty becomes a weapon, we learn that empires can be built without crowns. That the most dangerous organizations are the ones we never see coming. And sometimes, the biggest threat doesn't come from the outside. It rises from within. If this shocked you, remember, this is just one of many hidden empires. Subscribe now to uncover the rest. Because real power hides in silence.